The engines on the Southern United Railroad were busy. Mr. Schroeder, the vice president of the company that owns the Southern United Railroad in Denville and Western, was coming for a visit. They all knew they had to make sure everything was straight and on point. On the morning of his visit, Alex and Miss Caldwell had a meeting with the engines. "Mr. Schroeder's coming here today," Miss Caldwell said importantly. "You all know what that means." "Yes, ma'am," they replied. Alex, the road foreman, then took over. "Larry, I have an important job for you. I would like for you to go down to the seaport. It's a mess and the cars need to be rearranged." "Yes, Alex," replied Larry, "but what about my branch line?" "Don't worry, Kevin could take care of it." He then turned to face Michelle. "Michelle, you have one of the most important jobs today. You're to go to Otisville to pick up Mr. Schroeder and bring him down to the seaport." "Yes, I will," said Michelle. Larry couldn't help but notice that Michelle didn't sound all too confident. "Are you all right?" he asked. "Oh, yes, kind of," she replied. "I'm just nervous about taking this special passenger." "You're a very hard-working and useful engine," said Larry cheerfully. "You'll do fine." Michelle managed to crack a smile as Larry puffed onto the turntable. After Larry's tender was loaded with water and coal, he set it off down the coast to the port. He understood the importance of the job that Alex had sent him on. When he arrived, he saw that Alex wasn't exaggerating. The seaport was a mess, with freight cars everywhere. "Well," said Larry, "no point in sitting around. I better get to work." Larry spent all day pushing and pulling the freight cars into place. Meanwhile, Michelle was at Otisville. She was waiting for the train carrying Mr. Schroeder. "Come on, where is he? Where is he?" she said impatiently. Just then, she heard a horn and a passenger train came in. Sure enough, it was the train she was waiting for. Mr. Schroeder crossed over the platform. He was greeted by Victor the conductor and Miss Caldwell, and they set off for the port. Larry had worked hard all day, but there was still one more line of cars he had to push into place. However, unfortunately, he and his crew didn't know that one of the hopper cars had developed a wheel flat. As they passed over a switch, it happened. "Whoa!" shouted Larry. His truck quickly made an emergency brake application. But it was too late. The two boxcars had remained on the rails. The two hoppers following had fell into the water, with a third dangling over the edge of the dock. The cars following them had also derailed, but they were in line with the track. "This isn't good," said Larry frantically. "I must go get the crane and clean this mess up before Mr. Schroeder arrives." Larry worked hard all afternoon cleaning up the mess. As soon as the crane had a freight car re-railed, he was there to pull it away. Soon, it was time to lift up the hoppers that had fallen into the water. "I hope I can get this cleaned up before..." He trailed off. His heart sank as he saw what was ahead of him. There was Michelle, Miss Caldwell, and Mr. Schroeder, all staring at him. "When did they get here?" he asked Sion as he pulled alongside. "They got here around the time you pulled away that last boxcar," Sion answered. Larry couldn't help but to look down at his cowcatcher. He knew this could mean the end of the line for him. At nightfall, Miss Caldwell gathered some of the engines together. "Well, for starters," said Miss Caldwell, "Mr. Schroeder said you gave us a good ride, Michelle." Michelle smiled broadly. "Thank you, ma'am." "Oh, and furthermore, oh, Larry, you're here. I just want to tell you..." "Don't worry, Miss Caldwell," sighed Larry. I'll ask Christian to take me to the scrapyard in the morning. Miss Caldwell looked confused. What the hell are you talking about? Larry then began to explain about the accident. Larry, she said, I have common sense. I understand that accidents can happen on a railway. You can't fully prevent them. Larry still looked sad. But we did witness your effort to clean up the mess. Mr. Schroeder was actually very impressed with how you cleaned up things. He was? Larry asked. He was, smiled Miss Caldwell. I was thinking as a reward for your hard work, you could pull the Sunset Dinner train next Friday. Oh, thank you, ma'am, Larry said with excitement. No problem, agreed Miss Caldwell. You deserve it. All the engines that day were proud of their work. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that Larry felt the proudest of all.